So it's the holidays and you and your mates are planning on going on a road trip. Well, here are a few helpful hints on what you should check on your car first. The first thing that should be checked is the fluids. This includes the oil, the coolant, the clutch fluid, brake fluid, and your washer fluid, which is in here. This can be helpful if you're driving for a long distance, as this will ensure that the engine will be running at its best performance and that nothing will fail on the way. The next thing that should be checked is the pressure in your tires. This can be found out by looking on the inside of the door hinge. There's usually a pressure over here, or you can go to the tire itself, and on the tires there's usually a maximum pressure. Not on that one, but let's check this one. Yeah, on this tire it says the maximum pressure over here. You must not put more than that amount of pressure of air in your tire. If you do so, this can cause issues, as your tires may explode on driving, or you may have premature failure of the tires. Alternatively, you can consult your user manual, as this will have all the information on what pressure to run in your tires, and depending on the seasons this can change as well. Another thing you should ensure is that you have a spare tire and that it's got the correct air pressure in it. This one that I have has got 60 psi on it, so you should pump it up to 60 psi. You should also have a jack handy, either this hydraulic jack, or you have the ones that you turn the handle and jacks up the car. You don't want to get stuck in the middle of nowhere with no jack and no spare tire and have a flat tire, as it's sometimes very hard to find someone to help you out. Another thing that you should check is the oil level, and depending on whether it has been done recently or not, it is suggested that you change the oil. Get a clean filter and put that on as well. If you're unsure on how to do this, you can take it to a local oil change place and they can do it for quite a reasonable price. Doing so will put a lot less stress on your engine when you're driving for long distances, as your engine will be under a high load of work. You want to have clean oil and a clean filter to ensure that the engine runs well. The next thing you should check is that your tires have got the correct tread on them. This one has got quite a lot of tread. The minimum that you want to have is 1/16 inch or 1.6 millimeters of tread left on your tires. So this tire, for example, is getting quite close to needing to be replaced. As you can see over here, it's quite smooth in the middle, which leaves you with a lot less traction when you're on wet and slippery roads. The next thing you want to do is check your air filter. You want to ensure that there's nothing clogging the air filter, for example leaves or anything, and that the air filter element is fairly new. This will ensure that the engine can breathe freely and that it's not putting any strain on the intake of the engine. Something else you may want to be aware of when it comes to the air filter is that sometimes they're quite hard to access and you may need some special tools to get access to it. In this case, if you're not sure about what you're doing, you can go to a local mechanic and see if they can inform you on how easily you can do it. Another thing you may want to do is wash your car. When you wash your car, ensure that you wash the windows properly. Having clean windows and good vision when you're driving long distances will make the trip a whole lot easier and will make it a lot more fun than having to look through dirty and muddy windows. Another thing that's quite important to check is your lights. You want to make sure that both of your indicators are working, your hazard lights, your park lights, your reversing lights, your indicators, headlights and your tail lights are all working, so that this way if anything happens and you're in the dark, you're not going to have any problems with lighting. Also, that the users of the road will be able to see you quite easily and that will be visible to everyone on the road. It's a safety thing. It's whether you're going for a trip or not, it's something that you should be checking regularly on your car anyway. The following emergency equipment can be useful as well. You should be carrying this if you're going to be driving and going camping, or if you're going to be in a remote place. You should have an up-to-date map on where you're going or the local area. You should have a cell phone to contact someone in case of an emergency. You should have a spare tire, and even if you want, you can have a repair kit for the tire. You can also carry some tools with you as well. Some examples are a flashlight, screwdrivers, pliers, an adjustable spanner, and a socket set. Some other emergency items you can take with you: a medical kit, some flares, a fire extinguisher, and in the worst case scenario, you could have a warm blanket as well in the back, just in case the temperature drops and you need an emergency warm blanket. So thanks for viewing my guide on the things that you may need on a road trip. There may be some things that I have forgotten, but this is still useful if you need some idea of what you may need on a road trip. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any comments, leave them in below, and any suggestions as well. If you liked what you've seen, subscribe so that you'll be the first to see the next video when I bring one out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.